You know something funny? When we was talking in like the 12th round, I think the 12th or 11th, we was talking right? But he like, you ain't gonna win. I said, why not? What you talking about? He like, they ain't gonna give it to you.
The drama surrounding Tank Davis's majority draw against Lamont Roach Jr. keeps escalating, and it's shaping up to be one of the biggest boxing scandals of the year. What should have been a clear-cut fight outcome has now sparked intense debates about corruption, favoritism, and whether Tank was given special treatment behind the scenes.
Whilst punches are being thrown, it has to be a knockdown. I've heard some people saying, "Oh, that he should be disqualified. He went back to the corner." I don't buy that, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that's a warning, but it's a bit of a bizarre situation.
Fans are still shocked by what went down in the 9th round. Referee Steve Willis initially looked like he was about to start a count, but then hesitated and let it go, leaving everyone confused. That split-second decision changed the entire fight's momentum. Now, rumors are swirling that Willis may have been pressured, or even bribed, to protect Davis from losing his title.
You take the knee, man, if you take the knee in the 90s, or in 2000, you're taking the point off. That's the bottom line. You're taking the point off. I don't know what happened.
The fight itself was already full of surprises. Roach, a huge underdog, stepped into the ring with nothing to lose and everything to prove against the power and aggression of Gervonta Davis. Most people didn't expect him to last 12 rounds, let alone push the champ to his limits, but that's exactly what happened. From the opening bell, Roach made it clear he wasn't just there to be another highlight reel victim. He fought with discipline, precision, and confidence, slipping Davis's biggest shots and firing back with sharp counters. As the rounds went on, it became obvious this wouldn't be an easy night for Davis. For the first time in a while, he looked frustrated. His usual rhythm was off, and Roach wasn't giving him the openings he needed. Then came the 9th round, the moment that changed everything.
I mean, the only reason they gave you the fight was because you would make more money as a champion, but there's no way it's a draw, and they didn't call the knockdown. If they called a knockdown, you lost that.
Roach landed a clean shot that sent Davis staggering, forcing him to take a knee. The crowd immediately reacted, expecting the referee to call it a knockdown. But then came the shocking moment. Steve Willis, known for his expressive officiating, hesitated. For a split second, it looked like he was about to start a count, but then he stopped. Instead of ruling it a knockdown, he waved it off as if nothing happened. The commentators were stunned, the arena erupted in confusion, and social media exploded with fans demanding answers. How was that not a knockdown? Replays showed it clearly. Davis took a knee after getting hit clean. Yet somehow, Willis ignored it. When the final scorecards came in, that controversial moment loomed large. Instead of a potential loss, Davis escaped with a majority draw, leaving many convinced that something wasn't right.
Big names, so they overblow it?
I think so, yeah, and I feel like people just don't like Tank to a point where any little thing, just because he ain't knock him out, he probably feel as though that he lost, and he didn't, or it was a draw,
Now, even more shocking details are coming to light. Allegations have surfaced that Steve Willis was offered a $2 million bribe to protect Davis. At first, it seemed like just another conspiracy theory from frustrated fans. But then, boxing insiders started echoing the same claims. Rumors suggest that people close to Davis's camp were in contact with Willis before the fight. Some even believe that's why Tank was so confident, telling Roach that no matter what he did, he wouldn't be given the win. Others argue that Willis's hesitation in the 9th round wasn't just an innocent mistake. It looked like he was second-guessing himself, knowing he couldn't afford to make the wrong call. If these allegations are true, this could be one of the most blatant cases of corruption boxing has seen in years.
Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state, if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying.
Things got even more suspicious when the World Boxing Association, WBA, rushed to defend Willis's decision. Instead of easing concerns, they made things worse by publishing an article on their official website insisting that Willis made the right call. The decision was not unreasonable or unjustifiable. No knockdown should have been recorded, the article stated. That statement only fueled the outrage. Fans weren't buying it. Boxing analysts called it ridiculous, and former fighters openly criticized the WBA for trying to protect Davis. Within hours, the article was being ripped apart on social media, and the backlash against the WBA kept growing.
It was a close fight.
I'm surprised the way Lamont fought. I knew Lamont was going to come to fight. It was the opportunity of a lifetime. He did a good job. He fought a great fight.
What went wrong with Tank Davis? I mean, I was
what was wrong with him?
Out.
Every night in boxing is not your best.
The backlash became so intense that WBA President Gilberto Mendoza had to take down the article and issue a public apology. But instead of clearing things up, his response only raised more questions. Mendoza posted a message to Lamont Roach Jr. on X, saying, "Champ, as president of the WBA, I must apologize for the opinion of a collaborator on the website. We believed in you from day one, knew you'd put on a great performance, and are proud of you as a champion." That wording immediately set off alarm bells. If this was just one person's opinion, why was it published on the WBA's official site? And why was the organization so quick to defend Willis in the first place? Mendoza also reached out to Roach's father, who is both his manager and trainer, with a similar message. But by then, the damage was done. To many, this looked like a failed cover-up. The WBA got caught trying to protect Davis, and when the backlash became too much, they scrambled to save face. At this point, all eyes were on Gervonta Davis. With bribery accusations swirling, fans wanted to hear his side of the story. But when Tank finally spoke out, he didn't exactly deny anything, nor did he admit to it. Instead, he fired back at critics, saying, "I don't know anything about that, but look, they've been hating on me since day one. Y'all acting like I ain't never had to fight for my respect. They just mad, 'cause I ain't lose my belt." Davis also claimed he was open to a rematch, saying, "If they want a rematch, we can run it back. I ain't ducking nobody." But if that's true, why hasn't a rematch already been announced? Some believe Davis's camp is stalling because they know Roach is a real threat.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we can get it before. It probably won't be this year.
Is that
The New York State Athletic Commission is now caught up in the controversy. They were supposed to use instant replay during the fight, but for some reason, it never happened. Their explanation: technical issues. But that excuse isn't sitting well with fans. What are the chances that a technical problem happens right when a replay could have changed the outcome of a major title fight? Now, some fans are demanding a full investigation, and there are even rumors that Roach's team might take legal action to challenge the result. If that happens, this situation could get even more intense.
How do you assess his power after being in there for 12?
He got decent power. He got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told you I got a chin. I ain't going like that.
With all the controversy surrounding the fight, the demand for a rematch is growing stronger every day. Even Mendoza admitted that the WBA is now considering pushing for a second fight, stating, "I have asked the WBA committee to closely follow Lamont Roach Jr.'s request for a rematch." However, we believe both sides, as mentioned in the post-fight interview, will agree to run it back, but not everyone is convinced. Many fans believe the WBA has already made its loyalties clear and will do whatever it takes to protect Davis. And even if a rematch happens, who's to say the same questionable decisions won't come into play again?
People want to discredit Tank, and he's still a pound-for-pound fighter.
What do you think about that fight that happened? You thought it was just an off night, or?
Everybody has an off night. Everybody has an off night. Shit, I had a night and Bruce.
While the controversy keeps the boxing world buzzing, Canelo Alvarez is gearing up for his own big fight in May against William Skull. But that hasn't stopped him from speaking out on the sport's biggest scandal right now. Never one to hold back, the Mexican superstar shared his thoughts on the 9th round of the fight, where Davis took a knee after a clean shot from Roach. In an interview on Hot 97's Ebro in the morning, Canelo didn't mince words. By the rules, he said, Roach should have clearly won the round 10-8. He also pointed out that Davis's corner stepping into the ring mid-round should have resulted in an automatic disqualification. He took a knee, He should lose that round 10-8 at the very least. And on top of that, his corner came in and even put a towel in his face. That's a clear disqualification. I'm just talking about the rules, but hey, it's not my business. Even with his own fight coming up, Canelo's take is adding fuel to an already heated debate.
And in the end, lost that fight to Roach, in your opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, if it was a draw, he take a knee. And plus the corner go up and put a towel in the face, that's a disqualification for sure. I'm talking about the rules, but it's not my business.
Canelo may have kept his comments brief, but they carried serious weight. This wasn't just any fighter speaking. This was the undisputed super middleweight champion, a global boxing icon, calling out how the rules were ignored in Davis's favor. As the backlash continues to grow, it's becoming harder to ignore just how deep this controversy runs. The New York State Athletic Commission is still investigating, and their findings could shake up the entire lightweight division. Veteran boxing writer Dan Rafael didn't hold back on ProBox TV, saying, if they just follow the rules, Lamont Roach wins the fight. He made it clear that referee Harvey Dock's decisions cost Roach a championship and the chance to hand Davis his first loss. A lot went wrong that night, and every bad call worked against Lamont Roach. With pressure mounting, all eyes are now on the NYSAC, and whether they'll take action or let the controversy fade away.
If that was kind of a knockdown, I would win a majority decision. Honestly, I thought I should have won without that, but the rules do state if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic again.
Regulators across the country are now watching closely as NYSAC Chairman Matthew Dalio faces growing pressure to make a decision. But it's not an easy call. If Dalio overturns the result, Davis could lose his WBA lightweight title and take his first official loss, a massive move with huge implications. However, some argue that changing the outcome outside the ring wouldn't be fair without giving Davis a chance to respond in a rematch. One of the biggest issues is referee Steve Willis's handling of the fight. Not only did he fail to call a clear knockdown, but he also allowed Davis's corner to step in mid-round, interfering when they shouldn't have. Had the fight been officiated properly, Roach would have had a major edge going into the final rounds. Instead, Davis was given time to recover, wipe his face, and jump back into the fight like nothing happened. Now, the real question is, was this just human error, or is there something more going on?
I'm still rooting with him. I saw the negativity and people, critics talking, but I think he's one hell of a fighter, and I think he's still the top dog.
Former referee Jack Rice spoke on ProBox TV, emphasizing that while referees have some discretion, fighters are not allowed to take their own timeouts. He made it clear, you cannot call your own timeout. Former world champion Paulie Malignaggi pushed back, pointing out the clear double standard. To make matters worse, it was revealed that an instant replay review was available but never used. The commission had a way to fix the mistake in real time but chose not to, adding to speculation that Davis was given special treatment. ProBox TV founder Gary Jonas, who advises Roach, has now officially appealed the decision, arguing that Roach should be declared the winner. Trainer Stephen Breadman Edwards summed up the frustration, saying that while mistakes happen, they always seem to favor the A side. If Roach had taken a knee, walked to his corner mid-round, and gotten an unofficial timeout, would the referee have ignored it? Most people believe the answer is no.
And y'all gotta chill out with all of this Loma's beating Tank, and like, this is crazy, man. Tank is knocking out Loma, man. Get out of here with that shit.
Couldn't knock out Roach, man. Yo. Couldn't knock out Roach.
I think Roach knocks out Loma.
Many in the boxing world are calling for an immediate rematch at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, the same venue where the controversy took place. But for some, that's not enough. There's growing pressure for disciplinary action against referee Steve Willis for the New York Commission to overturn the result, and even for Davis to be stripped of his title, adding to the drama. Ryan Garcia, one of Davis's biggest rivals, has weighed in. Garcia, who lost to Davis by knockout last April, has been vocal about the fight's outcome, and this time, he's backing Roach. If this changes the whole fight, if it means Roach should have won, then give him the victory, Garcia said. That's how you keep the integrity of the sport, right? That's why they suspended me, right? To keep the integrity of the sport.
It was a knockdown, without a doubt. You can't spin it no other way. It's too clear. And I think the commission needs to do something about it, because it can give me an incentive, anytime I'm not feeling good in a fight, take a knee.
Well, they said
and that's not a shot at Tank. I respect Tank. And
Garcia's comment is a direct shot at boxing's double standards. After testing positive for a banned substance following his fight with Devin Haney, he was suspended, a punishment many felt was too harsh. Now, he's calling out the hypocrisy. If boxing claims to be about fairness, why aren't the same strict rules being applied to Davis? This controversy isn't just about one fight anymore, it's about the integrity of the sport itself. If a referee can ignore a clear knockdown, allow a corner to interfere mid-round, and still let the favored fighter keep his belt, what does that say about boxing? Fans, fighters, and analysts alike are left wondering if the sport is truly fair or if the system is built to protect certain fighters at all costs.
Did Gervonta Tank Davis have an off night? Probably. Did he have grease in his eye? Probably. Put the grease on. And did Lamont Roach win the fight? Yes. Let's look at the
The New York State Athletic Commission is expected to make a ruling soon, and the decision could have huge implications. If they stand by the original result, many boxing fans may lose even more trust in the sport. If they overturn it, Davis's reputation could take a serious hit, and the lightweight division could be thrown into complete chaos. One thing is clear, this issue isn't going away anytime soon. With Canelo Alvarez, Ryan Garcia, and Teofimo Lopez all speaking out, the pressure is only growing. And with tensions already high between Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Vasily Lomachenko, this controversy could be the turning point that shakes up the entire sport.
Lost that unanimously.
I'm with Mace. I think he lost the fight. That referee has a lot of experience. For you not to call that knee a knockdown is crazy.
As the controversy rages on, another debate is heating up in the boxing world: who would win if Davis and Shakur Stevenson finally faced off, with both fighters holding a share of the lightweight world title. This is the matchup everyone wants to see. Their recent performances have only added to the excitement. Davis, despite keeping his WBA belt, is now under investigation, and the outcome of his fight against Roach is still up in the air. If the New York State Athletic Commission overturns the decision, he could be forced into a rematch or even stripped of his title, potentially disrupting his plans for a blockbuster fight with Stevenson. Adding to the drama are rumors of corruption, a possible bribe, and referee Steve Willis's questionable calls in the 9th round. Davis's reputation has taken a hit, and now many are asking, is he truly unbeatable, or is he just being protected?
We still had rounds to go. We thought it was in the 8th round.
He was good. We just couldn't figure out why he wouldn't pick it up.
Right. And so I think it was maybe a lack of focus, just for a little bit, and we'll...
On the other hand, Shakur Stevenson may have won his last fight, but it wasn't the dominant showing fans expected. He faced late replacement Josh Padley after Floyd Schofield pulled out due to illness, and while he secured a 9th round stoppage, many felt he should have finished Padley much earlier. Given Stevenson's reputation as one of the best defensive boxers in the sport, his struggles against a lesser opponent raised concerns. Some critics even questioned whether he has the punching power to keep someone like Davis from walking him down in a potential fight.
You can run over. You can't do that in boxing. Anything can happen. You can have a great night, believe that. You got to believe in your soul, and I think the kid was in there with his soul tonight. It was a good fight, don't get me wrong. And, to me, it could have went either way.
With both Davis and Stevenson coming off performances that left fans questioning their dominance, the debate over who would win in a head-to-head fight is more intense than ever. Two-weight world champion Teofimo Lopez, who has had his fair share of back and forth with both fighters, recently gave his take. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Lopez didn't hesitate to back Davis despite the controversy surrounding his fight with Roach. "I still think Gervonta will win against Shakur. Technically, I just see it that way," Lopez said confidently. His stance isn't all that surprising, given his past history with Stevenson. But with both fighters facing doubts, the conversation over who truly reigns supreme at lightweight is far from settled.
Do you still think that fight's possible? I know he might have a break after that fight with Lamont Roach, but do you feel like you guys could fight 2025 or 2026?
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't into chasing people around. I mean, if he's willing to fight, I'm ready to fight, and I think it should happen. But
Lopez and Stevenson have gone back and forth before, and Lopez has never shied away from questioning Stevenson's ability to handle elite pressure fighters. Still, his prediction carries weight. As a former unified lightweight champion and current WBO super lightweight champion, Lopez understands what it takes to win at the highest level. His confidence in Davis getting the job done against Stevenson speaks volumes, but Lopez isn't the only one making predictions. Veteran trainer Robert Garcia also shared his thoughts on the potential matchup, offering a different perspective. While he acknowledged Davis's power, he pointed out that Stevenson's defense and ring IQ make him one of the toughest puzzles in boxing. Garcia believes that if Stevenson fights smart and avoids Davis's knockout shots, he could outbox him over 12 rounds. The question remains, can Stevenson stay disciplined enough to neutralize Davis, or will Davis's power be too much to handle?
I'm not even going to shit on her, but look, I want some money tonight. That's all I'm happy for. I want money tonight.
Shakur, tell us something, bro. Like, what did you think about the decision?
I ain't gonna shit on him.
Okay.
We still got to see each other. He say he want to fight me, so we going to fight.
But what do you think about the decision?
I told him I won.
You told him I won.
The real question is whether Stevenson can fight a perfect fight without making a single mistake. That is what makes this matchup so intriguing. Stevenson is known for his incredible defense, but Davis has fight-changing power. If Davis lands clean, can Stevenson survive? If Stevenson avoids the power shots, can Davis adjust and outbox him? These are the questions fans want answered inside the ring, but with the uncertainty surrounding Davis's situation, the fight's future is unclear for now. Both fighters remain on separate paths. Davis is dealing with the backlash from his controversial draw, while Stevenson is still searching for an opponent who can truly test him. What do you think will happen? Share your thoughts below and subscribe for more updates.